Welcome to another daily database insight. And in this video, I am trying to install SQL Server Management Studio 19.3 and I'm running into this error. So let's try it again. So I'm running this as administrator and it fails, telling me that it needs .NET Framework 4.7.2 or greater for 19.3 setup to be installed. All right. So immediately what that means is I need to go and download it and install it, and here is how we do it. Alright, so it is easy and simple. You will come over here and paste that error, search it, and you will find this for offline installer for Windows. Scroll down and find the download link, and it looks like this is it. Click on it and it's gonna start downloading. As soon as the download is complete, I'm gonna copy it to my laboratory box and I'll begin the installation. Alright, so I'm copying it to my box. And then so I'm gonna install it. And the reason why I am going for ssms 19.3 is because the newer versions of SQL Server Management Studio, they have some bugs. So from time to time, you will need to install SQL Server Management Studio, the previous versions, because you may need it for one thing or another. Something else that you also need to understand is not all database versions can be connected using the most current SQL Server version. Like for instance, SQL 7, you're going to either need an enterprise manager to connect. Now, enterprise manager, for everybody out there who don't know what that is, enterprise manager is the really old SQL Server Management Studio that was used pretty much when SQL Server started. Then eventually there is the SQL Server Management Studio that shipped with SQL 2005 that may also work in the old version. Then of course, and the SQL Server Management Studio that shipped with 2008, SQL Server 2008, that is most likely going to work in the old versions. But if you're running a newer version, you can connect to the old version, and vice versa. So anyway, that's why it's important to have different SQL Server Management Studios to address different things. And of course, 19.3 ssms is going to be lacking in terms of all the features and capability of everything you need to leverage in SQL Server 2025 version, for instance. So I guess you pick the ssms that works for you depending on what you're trying to do and the bugs you're trying to avoid, and then you stick to that one. But of course, from time to time you can switch back and forth to whichever one works for the specific database version that you are currently working on. So the installation is complete. We'll go ahead and click finish. And of course, I need to reboot to complete the installation. So remember, .NET Framework only takes effect after you reboot, but we're going to try something before we reboot. Let me try to run this setup again, ssms. Let's see what happens this time. Yeah, it still fails. So definitely I need to reboot for it to take effect. So I'll be right back once it's booted. Alright, the box is already up. Let's go and attempt to install SQL Server Management Studio again. and this time it is working. So that is how you figure out how to, or that is how you resolve the issue with the .NET framework that's preventing you from installing your SQL Server Management Studio 19.3 and any other SQL Server Management Studio. It's pretty easy.